Some of us are being driven to our deaths. Edgington and I, in the corridor, decided to look for somewhere to settle. The guard's van. It was empty save for the officers' bedrolls. Just the job. Removing our webbing, we lay like young khaki gods rampant on a field of kit bags. The young gods then lit up a couple of dog ends. We passed the time with our song puns game. What is the song of the obstetrician?
I don't know.
I'm always on the outside, looking in. Funny.
What is the song of the barren female fish?
What?
No rose in all the world.
What is the song of the man who lost his old cigarette lighter and then found it?
What?
My old flame. Chitter, chitter.
What did we Steve sing when she covered her fanny with a fig leaf?
What did Eve sing?
No, Eve.
What
did
Eve?
Eve
Oh,
sing?
I got it.
Yeah.
I covered the water in front.
Very good, Spine. 1 point to you.
It is you to point.
Right, 1 blunt to you then.
You should have been on a stage. Wells Fargo. It was going on 3 o'clock. We fell asleep to the iron calypso of the wheels and the raindrop typewriter on the windows. I was awakened about 7 by Harry handing me a mug of tea.
I am awakening you about 7 by handing you a cup of tea.
I looked out the window.
You are looking out the window.
We were passing through black countryside. Or was I passing it? It was sprinkled with snow. Well, yes, we must be going north, south, east or west. Bombardier True sauntered in. He had a large set of badly protruding teeth. All smashed. They spelt Wunderbar in Gothic. But for this, it would have been ugly. He saw the luxury we were living in.
You canny bastards. You know what I slept last night? Sitting up in a bleeding cosy. I'm covered with it, you know.
Get away.
Yeah, here. I think we're going to Scotland.
Why Scotland?
I'll tell you, we're going to make landings in Norway. It's your second front, mate. We're going to link up with the Russians.
Oh, Christ, Norway, that's done it.
Why?
I told my family it was Malta.
What about my family? I told them Lewisham.
The January 7th at the 2:45 of that afternoon, we arriving at the Lime Street station, Liverpool. The chaos. Non-commissioned officers kept running into each other, shouting orders. Captains bounded up and down the platform like spring-heeled jacks, shouting, "Hey!" Which they did. It was dark when we arrived at the docks, which bore scars of very heavy bombing. Towards the New Brighton side of the Mersey, searchlights were dividing the sky. Our ship was HMTL-15, in better days, the SS Otranto. She'd been converted to an armed troop ship with AA platforms fore and aft. We boarded 3 decks down to H-deck. It was just above the waterline. The portholes were all sealed and blacked out. Such a pity. I wanted to see the fishes. At about 1 o'clock, the ship took on the air of departure. We were away. Slowly we glided downstream. To the east, we could hear the distant cough of Ak-Ak. The time was 1:10 a.m., January the 8th, 1943. We were a mile downstream when the first bomb started to fall on the city. The whole of Liverpool was on fire. Apparently the total damage done was £3. Away we went, farther and farther into the night. Finally, drizzle and darkness sent us below. That and that. In the dark I smoked a cigarette. What else could you do with it? And I thought, we're going into war. Would I survive? Would I be frightened? Could I survive a direct hit at point-blank range by a German 88mm? Could I really push a bayonet into a man's body, twist it, pull it out and say, sorry? I mean, what would a neighbour say? The third day out, the Otranto started to do a figure-of-8 roll. Seasickness started. We were on the fringe of the Bay of Biscay on the night of January the 13th. In heavy seas, we hit a force 9 gale with the VAT 10. Christ, the seas became mountainous. On captain's orders, we all slept in life jackets. It was bloody uncomfortable. You realised what a woman felt like with a 42-inch bosom, sleeping face downwards on her back. Next day, men seasick everywhere. Some managed to get to the toilets, but as the days passed, they weakened and they were sick where they stood. Men covered in green were walking everywhere. I was all right, but I kept having to leap clear. My turn to collect breakfast. There was food for 12, but only 2 takers, Edgington and I. We enjoyed liberal portions of sausage, bacon, bread, and butter, tea, jam, and then started all over again, all to the sounds of great agonized, retching groans into buckets. Feeling fine, we tried to bring joy to our less fortunate comrades by saying, cold, greasy tripe and raw eggs. We had to leap clear very quickly. The storm never let up, neither we. It was only this that prevented U-boats attacks, also Y, X, and Z boat attacks. though I know many a seasick covered wreck who would rather have had calm seas and been torpedoed. A poor green-faced thing asked me,
Is there any cure for seasickness?
Yes, I said, sit under a tree. He tried to kill me. Cheer up, I said. Think of the Warsaw Concerto.
Oh, yes.
He missed. On the night of the 14th, we passed the Straits of Gibraltar. We passed quite a few things into the Straits of Gibraltar, actually. Into the Med, and of course the gale was gone. All was calm. The Med, this threw the speculation book wide open. How else can you read it? Bombardier Rossi was taking bets. Malta 64, India 20-1, Libya 64 on, Algiers 100-10 on, Bournemouth 100-1. Arsenal won, Tottenham lost. Clear sky, no wind, calm sea, dive bomb.
Action station! Action station!
Boomed the tannoy. Or was it the captain? Gun crews were all caught with their pants down. There was some kind of medical inspection on at the time. Chief Attack Batman awakened him.
Sir, an I-type plane is bombing us.
Don't worry, he's allowed to. Did you get his number? The plane was an old Caproni. We let fly a few rounds at him. Didn't seem fair, like shooting your own grandmother, which of course I had done. After this attack, gun crews became trigger happy. The sight of a seagull was the signal for a tremendous barrage. It had to be stopped. The ship's captain took all his clothes off and addressed us over the tannoy.
Gentlemen, all seagulls in the area are unarmed. Can we please refrain from shooting at them? Thank you.
The end of the voyage was nigh, as you can hear. We wanted to get ashore before the equipment was out of date and the war was still on. Over the tannoy came.
Good morning. Colonel Meadows speaking. I could now tell you our destination. Yes. We are going to land at the Algiers as reinforcements for the First Army.
Here, Algiers. Wasn't that where Charles Boyle once had it all prepared in a mile in a Casbah?
Yeah, mind you don't go out by the going was good.
A bombardier came round and distributed little booklets saying customs, habits and friendly diseases of French North Africa, how to behave, the currency, addresses of post-brothel military clinics, and a contraceptive. Only one? They must be expecting a short war. Harry Edgerton was horrified.
Look at this.
He said, his lovely face dark with rage.
Putting temptation into a man's hands.
Put them on your hands, sir. Whereupon he hurled it overboard. Others blew them up and paddled them ashore, shouting, Happy New Year! Down came the gangplanks, and the 56th Heavy Regiment, 10 days at sea, debouched. Lieutenant Walker marched us 26 miles to our destination.
Yeah, but on a map, sir, it only says 3.
Oh, yes, sir, it does. We were billeted at a place called X-Camp. That means that no soldier under the age of 14 is allowed in without an adult sergeant. The colonel told us,
the camp is meant to hold German prisoners.
but we haven't got any, sir.
Well, no, I mean, we'll have to advertise.
Our first casualty was in the latrine. The attendant orderly was Gunner Little, who complained,
They laugh at me. To them, this job is just shit. But to me, it's bread and butter.
Unfortunately, the lime powder used to sprinkle the pit, repeat, pit, had run out. With a job like that, I'd run out too. So Little improvised with a mixture of petrol and diesel. Darn! Enter the RSM for a good Tom. He squats on the pole, he fills his pipe, he strikes a match. Medical report, secondary burns on the bum.
Ah, that's a sort of English loss of face, ain't it? Yeah, I've got piles.
It was going to be a long, hard war. Still, there was always